You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
Welcome to the Hot Options Report, your premier source for insight into the fast-moving options market. Each day, we'll track down the products that are dominating the options chains and impacting your trading account, from NVDA to VIX, and everything in between. If it's lighting up the options tape, then you'll find it on the Hot Options Report.
All right, everybody, that music means we are back to wrap up your trading day on the Hot Options Report for Monday, November 10th. My name, of course, Mark Longo from theoptionsinsider.com. Reminding you at the top of the show, make sure you're subscribed to the full network wherever you're getting your favorite podcasts. And of course, if you want to join us for some pro action, theoptionsinsider.com/pro is the place to go. And you know this show coming at you courtesy of our friends over there at Quick Options. They're giving you the data for free because they really like you folks over there. Check it out for yourselves, theHotOptionsReport.com, the place to go to kick the tires and light the fires. And not just when you're listening to this show, you can run those reports all day long. It's all live all day long. You want to check them at 2 a.m.? It's all there all the time. theHotOptionsReport.com is the place to go to learn more. As we go on into VIX land, was it a spicy day in volatility today? The answer, at least from VIX cash perspective, was no. Coming back to earth, off about 1.5 points today, closing at a 1760 in VIX land. So vol retreating a little bit today, putting up 813,000 contracts against an ADV of nearly 970. So coming in a little bit light. We were speculating on that on the option block today. We were over 500,000 contracts at about noon, and we thought, can we keep this pace up? The answer, unfortunately, was no. Still a pretty active day out there today, though. And the hot option today, 71,000 of the DEES 19 puts. Average price for these, $1.87. So interesting stuff out there in VIX land. Are you a fan of those puts, listeners? A little bit of DEES downside in your back pocket? As we keep on rolling out to SPY and the S catching a bid on this, hopefully the end of the government shutdown. SPY popping over 1.5% today, closing 681.44 today, and putting up 10.4 million contracts. So SPY exceeding expectations. The ADV is about 9.9 million out there. And the hot option out there today, 680,000 of these 680 calls going out today. Of course, average price for these, 56 cents. Another one where you had some opportunities intraday. If you wrote them into the close, though, you're still looking pretty good, at least out there in SPY land. As we keep on rolling out to the SPX, listeners. Was it a hot day out there in the SPX? You know the answer. It was another Rock'em Sock'em Robots day. The S closing up a little over 1.5% as well. 68.32.43 is where we went out, putting up nearly 4.7 million contracts. So that sounds like a lot. It's because it is. The ADV is only about 4.4 million. And the hot option on a pretty hot day in the S, 155,000 of these 68.30s. So once again, calls pretty much right where we went out in the cash. Average price for these about $3.24. As we keep on rolling to small caps have kind of been the stealth story of this market for the last few weeks, putting up just wild numbers and doing that again today. The ADV has soared to about 1.85 million, putting up exactly 1.85 million today in small caps. So another very active day. Small caps rallying 1% exactly, closing pretty much 244 exactly out there in IWM. And the hot option out there today, 147,000 of the 245 calls. So we're going to the upside. 0-day upside action, 245s. Average price for these, 23 cents. Once again, if you rode these to the close, maybe not a great trade, but you only dropped 23 cents. We have been seeing a lot of Nove downside lighting it up of late. So kind of interesting. Small caps swinging back into the 0-day camp. As we keep on rolling out to the Qs popping over almost 2.25% today, closing 623.23, putting up 5.8 million contracts. Another banger day out there. The ADV is a little bit shy of 5.25 in the Qs, which is already very inflated. And the hot option out there in the Qs today, 339,000 of the 622 calls. Average price for these, 77 cents. Looking pretty decent compared to where we went out in the queues as we keep on rolling. Was it looking decent in the single name equity options out there today? The answer, unfortunately, was no. This would be a decent number to break into the top 10 at around noon when we do the option block show, not at the end of the day. 464,000 contracts is all it cost you to break into the top 10 today. That gets us to our old pal, or again, maybe one of our newer pals, actually. This is good old Strive Inc., ticker symbol ASST, A-S-S-T. Closing today $1.48, so kind of unched on the day, having a little bit wider range, 172 to the upside, 145 to the downside. The hot option out there today, 44,000 of the 2 calls expiring in January. So if the stock is too rich for your blood, or you don't want that downside, and you want to just play to the upside, here's 44,000 of the 2 calls going up for 22 cents. Now, it looks like a lot of these went up on the bid, so could be some folks exiting this. Also, a lot of OI on this strike, so it could be some folks deciding, you know what, not going to get there by January. Going to take my 22 cents and live to fight another day. As we keep on rolling to number 9, the artist formerly known as Facebook, a.k.a. Meta. 551,000 contracts for the number 9 spot, closing today $631 3/4, closing up about exactly $10 or about 1.6% for the artist formerly known as Facebook. The hot option in Meta today, almost 31,000 of these 650 calls. These are expiring at the end of the week. Average price for these, $3.53. So they are not giving these away. This is opening paper, so rolling the bones. You like that, listeners? $3.53 for the 6 halves by the end of the week. That could be looking for an aggressive retracement for Meta, or it could be an attractive covered call as well. If you have the stock here, you might not mind getting out of it for $653.53. As we keep on rolling to the Amazonians, number 8, 559,000 contracts on the tape. Amazon closing $248.40, up about exactly $4 or about 1 2/3% there as well. The hot option in Amazon today, 37,000 of the 250s. Average price for these, $2.69. And these are going out at the end of the week as well. So once again, we need Amazon to continue running throughout the rest of the week. They got to nearly 252 earlier in the session today, so there was some hope for these. We'll keep an eye on these as we keep on rolling. To number 7, keeping it in the A tech names, it's Apple. Closing today, $269.43, up about $1.25 or nearly 0.5%, putting up 594,000 contracts for the number 7 spot. The hot option out there today, almost 56,000 of the 275 calls expiring at the end of the week. Average price for these, about $1.37. So we need to run a little bit. Got up to $273.73 at one point in the morning. So be interesting to see if we can get back there and above by the end of the week. As we keep on rolling to number 6, once again, A tech names, AMD, $243.98, up almost $10.50 or about 4.5%, putting up 627,000 contracts for the number 6 spot. The hot option out there today, 41,000 of the 2 half calls going out this Friday. Average price for those, $5.42. Got close today, nearly $2.49, but not quite getting to the 2 half handle. Can we get there by the end of the week? We shall see as we keep on rolling to number 5. It's SoFi. They've been vacillating around this 30 handle for a while. Got above it, sold off below it last week, back above it again this week, rallying $2.33 or 8.25%, closing $30.54 for the numbers 5 spot, putting up 635,000 contracts. The hot option out there today, 31,000 of the 30s expiring this week. So they went out worth 54 cents. The average price was 94 cents. So it's up to you whether you think 40 cents over is worth it or not. Can we maintain this level or above? By the end of the week, we shall see as we keep on rolling to number 4, listeners. We're back to open again. Open closing today, just a little bit shy of $8, up $1.41 or nearly 22% out there. So a good little run for open, putting up 715,000 contracts. For the number 4 spot, the hot option out there today, 85,000 of the 8 calls. So looking optimistic, 32 cents for these. As we keep on rolling to number 3, listeners, it's our old pal Palantir, roaring back to life out there as well. Closing today, 193.61, up 15 2/3 handles or 8.8%, so gaining back some of what it lost over the last week and change. Putting up 1.16 million contracts today. The hot option out there, it's the pars, expiring at the end of the week, the 200 calls. Average price for these, $180. The high earlier today, or actually it might have been later in the session, was about $194.93. So nearly $5 within spitting distance of those par calls. Can we get there by the end of the week? We shall see, listeners. $5, not much for Palantir to move these days. As we keep on rolling to number 2, it's Tesla, putting up 1.62 million contracts today, closing 445 and about a quarter, up nearly 15 3/4 or 3 2/3%. So roaring back to life after that big sell-off on Friday after the announcement of their pay package. The hot option in Tesla today, 76,000 of the 4.5 calls. Average price for these, $8.58. You know the deal now. Have to close pretty much at about $460 to make those bad boys pay off. The high today, nearly $450. Got all week. Can Tesla maintain this upside, listeners? As we keep on rolling to the number 1 spot today, it's our old pal NVDA. 2 2/3 million contracts going up today. So actually kind of light from NVIDIA's perspective. Closing today, $199, almost exactly, up $10.90 or about 5.8%. The hot option in NVIDIA today, it's the par calls, the 200 calls. Average price for these, $2.45. So you know the deal. We have to get up there and stay there by the close, or at least get up there intra-week long enough for you to sell those calls. Can we get there, listeners? Can NVIDIA continue this rally, or is this just a bit of a head fake before the worm turns again? We shall see. It's why you have to keep tuning in to the Hot Options Report every week. Remember, while you're checking things out online, you should be following along with the great free data, the HotOptionsReport.com, the place to go to kick the tires and light the fires. See you back here tomorrow for all of our array of content on the network until we're back again after the closing bell, another episode of the Hot Options Report. Stay safe out there, everybody.
You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.